Hello everyone, and welcome to Andere Tie Dye Tribe. In today's piece, we're making a 7-point mandala piece. To start, I already have the fabric folded into four quarters, and I'm starting to fold them diagonally and then kind of in a shape of kind of like a paper airplane so that I can able to have the mandala pattern that I would like. And what I do on one side, I make sure flip it, make sure everything's nice and equal. And what I like, I start to draw lines on to the fabric with a washable marker so that I'll know kind of exactly where I need to start tying at. And the type of thread that I'm using for this is called sinew, which is a wax covered thread to help resist most of the dye as I apply it onto the fabric. So as I continue to kind of just tie right on there, I'm gonna start wrapping around the fabric just so it can stay nice and tight, and so that just to make sure that when I'm getting ready to start applying the dye, no dye gets past any of that sinew that I'm starting to wrap around the fabric here. And as I continue to wrap, I continue to just go down the fabric, and here just a up close view of how I'm wrapping. As I continue to wrap, I just pull the sinew just so that it can stay nice and tight up against the fabric, to the point that you can see that the fabric itself is starting to curve or bend on itself a little bit. And as it does that, that's why I know that it's really tight. It's really holding on to its shape, so that once I get ready to apply, I know that any dye that I'm applying to, where that's staying white after the dye application, washing and drying, all the parts that was wrapped by the sinew, it will stay pretty much white. Now at this tail end of the fabric, that's pretty much where the corners are for this tapestry. It's just continue to wrap around with the sinew, but this time it's not gonna be as tight as I did at the more narrow end of this fabric, just so I could just have a bit of like a blend of white, a blend of the colors I'm going to use for this tapestry. Now, since I'm done folding and tying for this tapestry, now I'm going to be using a gray and green dye combo for this, and going to just have it do it in a pattern. First, I'm going to start with the green at the very tip, and then I'm going to skip every other spot of this tapestry just so I can have a pattern. And then after the green, I start applying the gray on the spots that I did not do yet, and just make sure that it's somewhat completely covered, and making sure that it's saturating through as much as possible from the top portion of this tapestry. And whatever I feel like I fit covered as much as possible from the top, I just flip it over and do the bottom, just so that it can still have a good equal saturation all through the fabrics of this tapestry, so that there will be no like blank areas of this tapestry, because sometimes that could happen while thinking that you have saturated everything through with the dye application, but then you start having giant white spots in your pieces. So I'm trying to make sure that everything is completely saturated through from top and to the bottom, and just make sure just continue to reapply just a little bit more, just so that it has a nice well saturation of the dye. Now, once I feel like everything is nice and thoroughly dyed, I will start putting it in the bag and wait for 24 hours. And now it's time to start washing the tapestry. So here I'm going to start washing off with just cold water, just to get off any of the excess dye off first, before I start untying or cutting off the sinew. And then here I'm starting to cut the sinew off now, so I can start and once I start cutting off the sinew, you will start seeing the blank areas of white that I was talking about, just to have like either the blended pattern or the pattern that I have where it was really tight. And here we start noticing all the white. That's parts that where the dye did not go through, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. And just to make sure they still has either a blended pattern at the corners of the tapestry, and showing the mandala pattern that I wanted close to the near middle or the center of this tapestry. Now just use a little bit of a soap that I use to help wash off any more excess dye, rinsed it off and wringed it out, and another 24 hours to dry. And here's the results of my tapestry. And you can clearly see the bit of a pattern of the 7 points there, the green and the grays and the white style one. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed your time watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.